Welcome back for another episode of the RADelaide Summit podcast. This week's episode, we cover Christmas dinners and drinks everywhere as we start to round the year out. Special guest Petite Perineum joins us. A RADSum listener hits us up with some great questions and, of course, more. Come along for the ride.
Ruby opens up. Heyman is back. It's time to do the business.
If you're new to the podcast and haven't listened before, each week we scour the Strava leaderboards, watching you do your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the podcast, whether you like it or not. There's a chance we might shame you, but we promise not to name you personally, and the odds are high that we'll probably shame ourselves because we are not as fast as you. Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone going up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching their own goals. So, with that, let's introduce ourselves. We are your summiteers, Alex.
Hello.
Wang.
G'day.
Petite Perineum.
Hey.
And I am Frankie. Welcome, guys, and welcome, listeners, to another RADelaide Summit podcast.
All right, as always, we need to know what has been happening on and around the summit this week. Alex.
Well, it's been 2 weeks.
happening?
It's been 2 weeks.
Fuck.
Can't remember what happened yesterday, let alone 2 weeks ago.
I notched up 25 hours in my 2 weeks. Thanks, Coach.
What's
Yeah,
that
you're
divided?
welcome. Just for the listeners out there, Alex has got a new coach,
Oh, God.
Coach Wang.
Coach Wang.
Getting him up. for
Some
the grand
highlights,
finale.
though, of the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Last Sunday,
Yes.
we actually dropped Wang.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, downhill.
Going down a hill.
Oh, that's because he's got nothing on him.
No, you just can't go downhill fast.
Yeah.
And we almost actually took the comm on the Monty descent.
Oh, wow.
Yep, 5 of
These
us.
Woohoo.
guys were rapid.
Cider, Real Chamoy,
Ralph.
and who else? Leo. What's
Leo.
Leo's name? Yeah. We were 10 seconds off over 8Ks.
Wow. So you are ready to take the comm next week?
I don't know if we'll do that again. Like, that was some big balls going around corners
No
type of
way.
speed.
What was the max speed that you were going down?
We averaged 63k an hour for the whole descent.
From Marble Hill to the Maryvale.
Wow. That's hectic.
Moving on. Monday Warriors ride ended with a search for slushies, and we found no slushies.
I'm sorry, what?
Slushies.
No, as in, like, what's this Warriors ride?
There's a group of us that do a Monday night ride.
Facebook group chat.
Okay. You would think that being in the middle of summer, I mean, not that it is acting like summer, that you'd be able to find a fucking slushie.
3 surveys we went
Three,
to,
they
2
all
of them
broke
slushy
down.
machines were broken. The third
is this,
one
Macca's?
didn't have a slushy machine.
Oh, my God.
Where I was a breaking man when we went to the third one.
We had to resort to Powerade and sparkling water.
Oh, wow. What a downgrade.
Yeah. Coach gave me day off bike on Tuesday, which was nice. Just went to the gym. Double day on Wednesday. As
Jesus.
Petite Perineum, I'm sure will say, I looked very enthusiastic Wednesday morning.
How did he look Wednesday morning when he rolled up?
Look, I actually thought it was Saturday, and that was the first question I asked is, did I rock up on the wrong day?
Yeah, no one, just me. And then Thursday was like humid as fuck, wasn't it? Yeah, I just did some reps of Waterfall Gully. Friday, day off. We ended up at the Ed team dinner and drinks.
Yeah, you
thanks
were
for
there,
coming, Frankie.
Yeah, thanks for coming again to a
I
team
had other
dinner.
plans.
Oh,
Did you?
yeah,
did.
we rounded out the evening with some jam donut shots. And
Hang on, what? What is that?
Haven't seen Jam Donut Shop?
No. Is that like with a donut? Like a literal donut?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But it looks like a jam. It's like a...
Tastes like a jam donut.
Yeah.
What is it, like vodka or something?
I don't know what's in
Yeah,
it.
is it butterscotch and I don't know. Anyway, it tastes delicious.
Okay.
Not good for you in the morning, but along with gin and beer.
Jesus.
And now we're here with this stupid bullshit weather. So we decided to go for dinner last night. Funny story. We booked this dinner a month ago, right? All 3 of us, me, Wang, Shmoy, thought we were having Indian for a month.
Wow.
We went to Indian at Tea Tree Gully
Oh, my
and
God.
messaged our mate who we were having dinner with and like, where are you? He was like, Norwood. Like, we're in Tea Tree Gully.
So what happened? Who did the move?
We went to Norwood.
We went to Little Bang,
Oh, my God.
which is where he was.
So that wasn't too bad. Yeah, lots of dinners and drinks and riding.
Lovely.
Frankie.
All right. Well, first things first. Everyone knows that on the 1st of December, Spotify gives out something called a Spotify Wrapped. You guys would be aware of that,
I
yes?
saw that.
Yeah. So this year, I was Coldplay's top 0.005% of listeners, and so I did the maths on that. They have 70 million monthly listeners, which means that I am in the top 300,000th listener globally. And also, considering the amount that I listened to them, it meant that I had to listen to 47 minutes of Coldplay every day. That means one album
Can we just
every day.
take a minute and think about the number one?
What?
The
How
number
much would
one
they have to have
person. How
listened?
much
If you're
they
300
fucking...
No!
If you're
you're-
300,000,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
I
a
know.
shit fan. You're a shit fan. You need to do better.
47, when you break it down into that, 47 minutes isn't really a lot. That's one ergo session.
Yeah, so but every time I'm suffering, I'm just
you're
listening to
listening
like,
to
I used
Chris
to
Marvin.
rule the world. Like, well, yeah.
Chris Marvin all the way.
Yeah.
And you're successful in your tickets.
My-
Update the listeners.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So, actually, I should mention, everybody, that whoever follows Coldplay would know that they
No
released a Perth show at the beginning of the year, one-off, and that was the only Australian show that they were going to do.
They chose Perth.
They chose Perth because the Perth government paid them out. Anyway, me being mad, I tried to get tickets to that and couldn't. But deep down, I had this feeling that as soon as the Perth show was completed, that they would release more shows along the East Coast. And what do you think fucking happened the day after they finished up their... Exactly. And so I prepared for battle. I had 5 minions and myself were all trying to get tickets for each other, and one of them was successful, so I'm going twice. Yep. The Wednesday
them
night.
So you got them and one of your minions got one.
What was that?
So you were successful.
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
My minion was successful.
I'm confused.
And
how are you
so
going
how are you
twice?
going twice then?
Because I don't know how this bloke did it. He's just really lucky. So he went for the Wednesday night, got the ticket for the Wednesday night, and then jumped into the queue for the Saturday night and went through. I don't know how.
Oh.
Don't know how this stupid Ticketmaster
Then
shit.
didn't they announce another show as well?
Yeah.
An extra show for
Correct.
Melbourne, was it?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So which show are you going to? Melbourne.
Wednesday and Saturday.
In Melbourne.
So I I put in my leave at work,
It got
and then
declined.
I got a ping from my boss, and he was like, "So, a year away, huh? I don't think I'm going to approve this."
Take that.
Nah, so I'm very excited to do that, but I just thought you would like to know that I'm the biggest Coldplay fan in the world.
Yeah, I was successful as well. So I think we're sitting next to each other.
What? No, you're not.
Could you imagine if you rocked up and you sat next to me?
I would actually just die.
This is going to be the worst experience ever.
But I have a funny story for you guys. Well, it's actually not that funny, but I think it's funny. So,
Probably not.
tangent time, you ready? Not really. Okay, so we had my work's Christmas party a week and a bit ago now. So that involved, like, we went to Kaipo Forest and we did a tree climb, and then we went to Hugo Wines. I don't know if you know where that is, in McLaren Vale.
No.
And then we went to, after that, we went to Down the Rabbit Hole. You know where
Yeah.
that is? Yeah,
I know
that's
that is.
beautiful, by the way. If you ever want to do, like, a nice lunch, like a feed me lunch, go there. Wonderful. Anyway, besides the point. Then we went back to the office and just talk shit. And then some of us were like, hey, let's just go out after. And I think 4 of us went to Roxy's. So we rocked up and we're just like chilling. I didn't think I'd be going out. So I ended up having a shower before we went there. I ended up having a shower back at the office, and I got changed into like my potato sack dress and sandals, and I had a hoodie on with my backpack. So I looked like a fucking drug dealer. And so I was like, the guys, I was like, my colleagues, I was like, I don't think they're going to let me in, man. And they were like, no, man, you'll be fine. All good. Anyway, so we managed to get in there. They don't even check my ID. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What did you think? You look under 18.
Why would they want to check your ID?
I don't know, because I look like
You were
fucking
going in
Jesus.
regardless.
Anyway, so we're like sitting, and I was just talking with my bros, and I'm just like, man, like, it's actually really hard to meet people. Like, how do you meet people without going on like dating apps, or you start a new hobby? And, you know, even if you do start a new hobby, you exhaust the amount of people that you meet.
Come to
We
them and
introduce
talk.
you to all these people you don't know who they are.
Yeah, that's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
But I meant like people my age that, you know, no offense.
You're not great at remembering names from
No, I'm not great at
Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm not great at remembering
go
all
on.
things. Anyway,
So
sorry.
you met someone.
Well, so then my friends were like, oh, so this is where, like, this is what people do. Like, you go out to a bar and then you just, like, fucking go talk
What you
to
used to do
someone.
when me and Petite were young. That's how we used to do it. There was no internet around for
Old
us.
school.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Now it's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And so my friends were just like, oh, just do a little scan. Like, tell us if you think anyone's cute. And I was like, oh, fine. And so I hopped out, did a little walk
Hopped
around.
out where? Hopped out of your potato sack?
Yeah. And I was like, I pointed out this guy that I thought was kind of cute. And then little did I know that one of my colleagues would have just been like, yep, okay. And then he went straight over to them. And I was like, I am not dressed for this. I look homeless. Anyway, I can see my colleague talking to them. And then everyone else kind of just pushed me over. And I was like, fuck, I'm not used to being so uncomfortable. This is a new feeling for me. And I start chatting to this bloke. He seems really nice. And I think 20 minutes go by, and then I'm just like, look, I'm actually kind of getting tired, so I'm just going to go home now. Ended up leaving. And as I'm walking out the door, I get a text message from a random number saying, hey, really loved chatting to you. I got your number off one of your colleagues. Can I take you out for a coffee? And I was like, oh, wow.
I don't drink coffee.
The potato snack works. This ain't so hard. So we decide to go for a hike, and we organised it for Saturday, which was...
This is getting interesting.
Yeah, the Saturday... It's quite defeating. You're not really going to think it's that funny of a story, but I think it is.
So hike yesterday.
Yeah, so we ended up organising a hike and a coffee, not knowing what the weather was going to do.
Yeah, no, because you can't find that out these days.
No.
There's no app on your phone or anything like that. Right.
Not the whole world's talking all week about how shit the weekend is. Go hiking!
Wonder what the weather's going to be like for hiking on Saturday.
So romantic. Well, it gets to I think it must have been a Thursday night or Friday morning. I sent a text to this guy, and I just sent him a screenshot of the forecast, and it was 40 mils of rain,
Didn't I say that in our chat?
Yeah, you did. And so I was to him, I was like, how ballsy are you feeling? And he was like, I'm from Darwin, let's do it. And I was like, fuck, all right. So anyway, I woke up on Saturday morning, and I'm like, fuck.
It's dry.
No, it was dry, but I was like, it is going to bucket down. And I don't want my feet to be wet. So I was trying to think in my head. I was like, oh, what can I do to
I hope he's not a listener.
Well, actually, he I don't know. He knows I do this. So.
Whatever you're about to say. I've just got this image of you taping fucking shopping bags to your feet. Did you actually?
No.
You did not.
I was like, fuck, I don't want my feet to get wet, so what can I put on my feet? And so I grabbed sandwich bags.
You did not.
I grabbed sandwich bags out of the pantry, and I snip off the top of them.
Ziploc
bag. And then I put them over my feet. It's a bit slippery, but I'm like, oh no, that'll work. And so I get to the hike, and as I'm walking, I'm in front of this guy, and he's kind of funny. He thinks I'm funny.
I don't know if the squelching's coming from your feet or from somewhere else.
And then as he's walking, he was like, Frankie, what's in your shoes? They're pointing out, and I look down. It's oh fuck. And I was
Busted.
and in my head, I had 3 seconds to decide: do I expose myself for the ethnic that I am, or do I pretend that I'm normal? And so I just went for the whole. I told him that I had sandwich bags in my feet.
Normal. There's no hiding that.
And he was just like, "What the fuck?"
Did he turn around and go?
No, he just hasn't messaged back.
So good.
He's ghosted you. Come on, you can't do that.
I don't know how to do this dating thing.
Well, probably don't start with sandwich bags. Maybe put a sandwich in there, not your
We
feet.
should shower together, not with your fucking tinea.
Holy shit. Did you do any writing this week?
Well, I did some stuff on the ergo this week, here and there. I've been doing more running, hiking, just because my body has been a bit, I don't know, it's just been calling for some running. But I signed up for the crit on Tuesday.
Nice.
So I'm going to be...
Thursday? What about Thursday?
Tuesday and
We keep
Thursday?
saying Thursday as well.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh,
Yeah.
that was my vagine. Anyway.
our guest is gone. He's gone to
He's
get another,
grabbing another beer.
another beer.
I'm so sorry.
It's like sandwich bags on your feet and bubble wrap in your crotch.
So have you entered for Thursday as well?
No, because there might be something happening on Thursday which I can't reveal
I think so.
on the public platform.
Date number 2.
No.
The weather will be better. No sandwich bags required.
Yeah. So that's me, guys. That's what's happened.
Okay,
I would love some dating advice.
I can't help you there.
No.
But yeah,
No,
Wang.
we can't help you. So 2 weeks. What's on? I can't remember what happened last week. So we won't bother about that. What did we do the week? No, don't even remember. Monday, yeah, as Alex said, we did a Warriors ride on the search for slushies, but was very disappointing. So
Unsuccessful.
hopefully that's resolved before the hot weather comes again. Tuesday, I think I just did a ride by myself after work on Tuesday because Nick didn't ride with me on Tuesday, so nothing there. Wednesday, just did some Zwift. Thursday, yeah, same deal, just a little bit of Zwift and an outside ride. Friday, did a little ride with Nick and then to dinner out at the Ed, which was quite a good night there, actually. So I haven't been to the Ed for a while.
Did wind picked up a little bit, didn't it?
Did a little bit,
Umbrellas
yeah.
decided to go
I was
AWOL.
Uber Wang there on the way, picked up everyone. So, and then yesterday, people won't believe it, but I rode in the rain yesterday. So something that I don't do ever, pretty much. But did 10 laps of Anstey, so it was a solid day on the pedals yesterday with myself and Real Chamoy. And it just got wetter and wetter each lap that we were
Did you
doing
guys
it.
have sandwich bags on your feet?
No sandwich bags.
No, I heard that's a good thing.
We did have to go after, so we were supposed to do 12 laps and break into lots of 6. After the first 6 laps, Nick couldn't feel his hands and couldn't change gears or brake because he was that fucking cold. So we went back to my house to get his gloves that he'd left at my joint. So he was all smashed a can of Coke and then we were back into it.
Is there a reason why you did 10?
Training for the
we
Nationals.
spoke about this last episode, Frankie.
Okay.
It's to simulate Buninyong,
Okay.
the climb in Ballarat.
Yeah.
Do you know where Ballarat is?
Is that like Wallaroo area?
Yeah, close. Yeah, it's to simulate laps of Buninyong. And obviously myself and Alex are riding the Grand Fondling, but Nick's doing the elite road race. And it's
I need
16 laps?
I need to interrupt quickly because we went to dinner. We went to the wrong venue. This is how cooked Nick was. Got out of Spartan's car and we went into the venue when we realised we had to go to a different venue, came back and Nick's door was wide open.
He didn't even shut the
Didn't
door
even
of
shut
my
the door,
car.
just got out and walked
He just
off.
walked out.
Oh my God.
We got back to the car and he's like, oh, I left your door open. I saw, just unlocked? He goes, no, open.
not open.
That's how cooked he was. So when we started the 7th rep, he was like, nah, I'm done. I'm going home. I was like, no, you're not. We're going to get to 10, okay? So we got to 10 and just the amount of water that was running down the road by the time we'd finished was ridiculous. And even I was starting to get bloody cold. So then yesterday, I wasn't going to get rain 2 days in a row. I wasn't going to get wet 2 days in a row.
Today.
Just did some Zwift and had a massage this afternoon and
Ooh.
then back here doing that.
Northeast.
No, not north. Proper massage. Proper massage, not the northeast road one.
You want me to...
You can roll over now.
Jeez. All right. Petite Perineum.
Perineum.
Do you know what that is?
I'm
Do
fully
you know
aware,
what that
yes.
is?
I think so. Is it the piece of skin between your butthole and
Good job.
thing?
Your thing.
Do you know that's also called a chad?
Is it a chad?
Yeah, it is. Look it up on Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
Well,
Anyway,
sorry.
now that we've been schooled on that, what's happened in the last week?
I refer to it as a gooch, but that's fine. All right, my week is nowhere near as exciting as that. I guess just general K's before work, hitting up Zwift. Got out for Wednesday, saw Alex there, got confused
it was
on...
a Saturday on a Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. And I was meant to go to work, too nice a day, just thought, fuck it, I'm going to keep riding. Preempted the rain, I guess, on Saturday. So, I thought just in order to get the Ks in. keep going. No one missed me at work, so that was fine.
Boss is not on Strava.
Well, nah. And funny story about that, but the guy that sits next to me gets migraines.
What, for sitting next to you?
Yeah, mostly because I talk a lot of shit.
Frankie.
But he turns the lights off.
Oh, one of
above our
those
desk.
guys.
So no one really noticed. I'm pretty short. No one notices if I'm there or not. So,
You're just in the dark.
yeah, it's handy.
Yeah.
So I just gambled. Yeah. Didn't roll into work. No one even rang, so I didn't know.
Check on your welfare. Just gone.
I
didn't even check in on you.
Nah, not once.
Fuck.
No emails. I just about 3 o'clock sent an email.
Yeah. So it looked
just
like you were
to
asleep.
yeah.
Great job today, guys.
Yep. And then I guess we just rolled through almost to school holidays now. So that means a fair bit more riding, which is always good leading into nationals.
Sure.
I thought you were going to say crusties.
And Krusty.
Ooh, crusties, yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Are you doing extras with us?
100%, yeah. Already dialed in. So 200 on the Saturday, crusties Sunday,
Yep.
300. So there's 500. Even
In
said
2
that
days.
I'll have Christmas Day off, I reckon. I know you don't really like that, Wang, but
We rode
day
last
off.
year, Christmas.
Well, I'm home alone for Christmas, so
am I.
so are you. So me and Alex will probably do 200 on Christmas Day as well.
Why are you alone on Christmas?
Why? Pam's going to Bali.
Why aren't you going?
I've got to ride the ride.
He's going
I've got to
to-
do crusties. Fuck that.
Nationals coming up.
Yeah. This is the second family holiday I've
So
stayed
wait,
home. It's great.
so you come to Bunch on the Saturday, there's 200, 300 on crusties,
Yep.
and then you're going to do 200 the following day.
That's 700 Ks in 3 days.
Maybe we can do another Victor Leap on
I like
Christmas
that.
Day.
Ooh.
Anyway,
We'll do the we'll do the Rafa 500 in 2 days.
Solid.
Yeah.
amazing. Got some questions, Frankie?
Me.
Oof.
He hasn't finished his week yet.
Oh,
have you?
sorry. Go
Have
on.
you finished your week?
Oh, yeah, I went swimming yesterday. That was pretty good.
Like
we
on
all
the road or somewhere?
Yeah,
Pretty well, yeah. Look, it started all right.
How many others were there?
Oh, yeah, there was a fair few at Bunch.
Yeah.
It was good crew.
One
Yeah.
bunch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one. So I felt a little bit sorry for a couple of the young ladies that rolled in, hoping that there was a second group, but there wasn't. So, yeah, we just took it easy, just sort of getting down to the circuit. And then, we sort of unleashed a little bit. Fat Taily, so that was good.
Yeah.
Down along the foreshore, not so good, I guess. But, we didn't really see any rain on Bunch, and then stopped for a coffee, absolutely belted down. And then, Ollie, yep. Was,
Yeah, I know his name, Ollie.
does he have a name?
It's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably has.
So he was riding to Middleton, and I thought I'd keep him company for a little bit. So
He would have had a fat headwind the whole way there, wouldn't he?
yeah, I said to him, even by my standards, was ridiculous. Right? So he started. We went up over the summit, and then he turned to Stirling. I sort of kept going down into Oakbank. I then picked up a Fat Taily, thought I was like king of the world for a little bit.
Yeah, there was a massive easterly.
Yeah, it wasn't so good after that. I reckon the next 4 hours were, pissing down rain. But, yeah, it was all right.
It wasn't cold.
Thinking time.
It wasn't super cold yesterday, so
No.
it sort of wasn't bad with that it was wet, but it did
Yeah.
get colder as the day went on.
A little bit like you guys, changing gears was a bit of a mission after a while. I was like hitting the lever, wasn't sure, almost.
Which way it's gonna go.
Yeah. But, it was a good ride. Cleared the head for sure.
Another standard 200 on a Saturday for you.
As you do.
Kim. Well, my first question is, who are you?
My name's
Who's your
Lux.
daddy and what does he do?
She's asked me that like at least 4 times, I can tell you that.
No, seriously, who are you? And why are you here?
So I guess how I got here, if you want to start a little bit back in the
60s?
day.
Oh.
Yeah. I came into cycling from speed skating.
Sorry, speed skating.
Oh, God.
What is that? Is that like ice skating? Or is that like
With no ice.
skating on a skateboard? Or is that, I don't know, what is it?
So it started
like
out
inline
roller skating,
skates,
like traditional quad skates.
So like disco ball on the...
You just made it sound particularly
Particularly gay.
I was going to dance around it, but you guys go right ahead. Just going to have a sweet.
Sorry.
You don't have to dance around it.
Continue.
Like inline speed skating. Google it.
Continue.
Just while he
So
talks.
it's pretty much, if you liken it to track racing on the velodrome, I know you're familiar with that term now.
After last week.
Yeah, I've been listening. The racing is very, very similar. We have like a point score. We have elimination.
And you're going in a circle as well?
Yeah, for the most part, there's like track racing, open road stuff, and even a 42k marathon.
What the?
Yeah,
On
yeah.
skates?
Yeah,
Fuck your feet, man.
and the current record for that's like around the 50-minute mark
fast.
now. Yeah, so it's hooking.
Fucking hell.
So you started there,
Yeah, I started there.
and
as
then what made you hop over?
The cross training, I guess. Here in Australia, it's like hard to find venues to do a lot of training. So yeah, I sort of a lot of car park stuff, early mornings, hitting up there. The skating rinks obviously have closed down, and it's
The ice arena's also closed, hasn't it?
reopened.
No,
No, it's
ice
reopened, but there's no ice.
There's no advice involved in this.
There's only ice at the
No,
ice
but
arena.
I'm just saying just the general...
No, it's reopened. It was
You're
only
just
shut for a
butting
few
in.
days.
Oh, okay.
It's not Stephen Bradbury.
Can we
Petite
get him on?
Perineum.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
Where was the last skating? Was Modbury one of the last ones that were open, or
Yep. Up around our way, that was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Got turned into a church eventually. A lot of the skating rinks, I guess, as in terms of big venues, got bought out by the churches. So yeah, that was a bit of a thing.
Why is that?
churches?
No,
Because they've got so much fucking
why
money.
was skating just slowly getting diminished?
Okay, well, a lot of it was to do with insurances, which is ironic, I guess, if, the skate parks around, locally and they're everywhere. Mountain bike parks the same. It's, come and use it as, your own,
At your own risk.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was a big part of it was, the public liability, I guess, shut them down.
Yeah, okay. And then you decided that was your way into cycling.
Yeah, well, the cross-training was a big thing. And then...
Cross-training meaning that cycling was helping you do better.
You use very similar muscles.
Yeah.
And then I guess as time wore on, I ended up, I guess late in the piece in America racing, and I guess I was
Shit, so you were good.
Nah, it wasn't good. I could hold my own, but ended up in America, and that was way back. I don't know, you probably weren't even born.
What year was this?
96, 97.
I was conceived on the Eurostar train then.
That's right. Graphic.
Very much so.
So, and then I guess from there, during them 2 seasons that I was overseas, we followed a lot of the pro races, like Speed Week, Super Week, over in the States.
Yep.
We were generally on beforehand, and then I would stay and watch all the cycling, and just developed a little bit of a passion for it from there. And then I guess the second season that I went over, I was getting paid a fair bit more than the first season, where I was on the bones of my ass. And I saved up the first few months, bought a real cool Trek OCLV back in the day that Lance was on. Sort of just got more and more into it from there, I guess.
Sweet, and you're obviously still cycling because I can see you wearing Villawood, a whole bunch of things.
Frankie.
What?
Yeah,
No, you're still doing it, right? But
right every now and then,
like the Wang, spring chicken, but you're
Used to be
mixing
my
it up.
next door neighbour, fun fact.
What, this bloke?
Yeah. Rowdy as well.
Did you get any sleep?
To come home on massive benders and stand outside of my house yelling.
Is that legit, or is this you're joking?
100%.
Both our homes were built built by the same builder. We built at the same time, pretty much moved in around the same time.
So you guys are like biffles.
Knew him before there as well, and we didn't really know that was going to be a thing.
No.
We just ended up.
We just realised.
Like, hey, how's it going?
Well, so you guys are old, sorry, but you still. I mean, look at Keystone during the Super Series. Like, it's a bunch of dads, and they ended up coming second in the elite men. So how is it that, like, what is it that's keeping you at this level where you're able to perform so well? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you drinking? What are you taking?
Pirate
Currently,
Just smashed 3 beers. Yeah.
genetics.
look, I think, or certainly, like from my point of view, and I know that the Wang had a lot of years off. How many years was it altogether?
Yeah, 20 odd.
Yeah. You had a little brief period of a comeback there where you used to come riding with us, and then he'd be throwing his hand over his shoulder, like, hurry the fuck up, come on, guys.
Not much has changed.
Yeah, no, he's still got the same anger. But yeah, I feel like consistency is a really big thing for me. I guess over the years, I've been fortunate enough that I haven't really stopped.
Yeah.
My motivation has not really diminished. So, always felt like riding my bike, and whether it's in season or not, I just enjoy getting out, and it's a little bit of a way to clear your head. And I think everyone sitting here now currently knows about that. So it's real healthy in that regard.
Well, I guess it doesn't feel like a chore for you, so you want to actually actively do it.
No, well, that's right. Like, even yesterday had its moments, I guess, but lots of thinking time out there by yourself. I had the beats on, and I was just, you were, getting soaking wet, you were cold, but yeah, you're just working through things,
So you said you've still got the motivation, right? Where does that come from? Because I says here on the sheet that you are a bricklayer by trade, and that's already like very physically demanding as it is. So where does this additional motivation come from, where you can then continue to go on the bike, even though you've got like a very physically demanding job?
Yeah, I think interestingly, the earlier years where I was actually on the tools laying bricks were the easier years, and that's probably where my best performances actually came.
While you were laying bricks?
Yeah, because that was actually the training. It was like 7-8 hours a day laying bricks, and then you would get home. It's like middle of summer. You have a drink, go out training for a few hours. That's when the Wang was sort of kicking about. And yeah, it wasn't easy days, but it was definitely sort of, you just had that next level physical side, I guess, where when push come to shove and you rock up to a race, it's 35 degrees, shitty conditions.
You've been there, you know what's
it's just like a day at work. And few of the races that I've done as a younger fella, in Asia and stuff like that, a few of the boys were complaining. This is shit, 200 plus K stage. And I was like, well, this still shit's all over being at work, right? If you give me the choice, let's ride into the finish.
Yeah. Well,
So
they say a bad day on the bike is better than a good day at work.
100%.
Yeah.
So kids, what I'm hearing is if you want to get faster on the bike, go lay some fucking bricks.
Lay some bricks.
Yeah, well, we're looking for apprentices. So, yeah, if anyone's keen out there, let me know.
Sweet. What bike do you ride?
Frankie. Cervelo S5, the fastest bike in the world by a long shot. I think you have one, actually.
Oh, well, apparently I do. Now
They're
I
probably the
can't.
same sizes as well.
I'm a 48. What are you?
Ooh, okay. Spare bike. Yep.
Yeah,
48
same
as well.
size.
Really?
Yeah, how tall are you?
I'm going to say 167 centimetres.
Fuck off, you are.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, get it.
Really?
Do you got a tape measure here? Come on, live. Get it.
167 centimetres?
Yeah.
So
Are
you're
you
both
both
the same
sitting on
height.
fucking
Yeah,
phone
I'm-
books?
You're 167.
Where's the tape measure?
167 might be with the work boots on. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Do you,
Quick stand up.
all right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty close.
Oh, we're so cute.
Yeah.
So clearly you're not afraid of heights, because going from inline skating onto a bike, that's a fair bit higher up.
Whoa.
Well, actually, what are the similarities and differences between speed skating and cycling? Because you said like
Interesting.
You said the muscles that you're using are the same. But what else? is
Yeah.
similar?
Well,
Mindset.
nah,
Yeah.
the mindset's exactly the same. Like we had going for the twisties. Like the mindset, the racing is very, very similar. I guess with the bike, you're not allowed to take your hands off the bars and get a little bit grabby when push comes to shove.
I mean, I do it to wave at people, but that's about it. Continue.
Not exactly what I'm
camera.
Yeah, but the with the skating, it was really close quarters.
Close quarters?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like,
Hustle and
lots
bustle.
of
Like
argy-bargy.
sardines in a jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So with the cycling, it doesn't seem so much. People are leaning on you, but it doesn't really seem like as dangerous as, I guess, the skating.
So you would argue that the skating was more dangerous than the cycling?
Oh, 100%. Like, the amount of crashes you have with the skating.
But with skating, you don't have any other like carbon thing around, like intertwined with you in order to have more
No, you just got
damage.
a fence you go into.
Yeah.
But you've also got a fence to go into with cycling. Like, look what happened on the last round of Unley, into the side of the
That
fence.
guy's fault. That's because he couldn't ride in a straight line.
Just
Okay,
picture
maybe
though,
not
like when
say
you're
that.
on your bike and you've got to hold your handlebars, whereas on your skating you're using your arms to actually go forward, and then you can
Yeah.
the people around you.
You've got the element of other guys grabbing you.
Exactly.
Sort of, I've bitten either side of my tongue off where guys
What?
smash back, like hit you in
Seriously?
the mouth, and it's like, like 5 laps to go at the world champs, and you're bleeding,
Yeah.
non-stop. It's like, oh, that's awesome. I haven't, really had that in cycling.
Well, I mean, you would hope that someone doesn't start biting your ear off with 5 laps.
Not my ear.
Just have a little nibble.
Actually, the last weekend on Chop, the real Chamoy had a hand put on him, told him to
Interesting.
slow down.
Oh, yeah. He did.
And he mentioned, don't fucking
He was
touch me.
bombing. He was absolutely on fire.
Good times.
Anyone else want to ask some questions?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
So obviously, as per your jumper that Frankie's just noticed, a real long-standing run with current team Villawood, previously Lightsview, which has obviously provided you with a stack of support and assistance along the way. What races or results or experiences are you most proud of to date?
Whew, all right. In terms of the sponsorship, definitely, it's been amazing, and we've had the greatest run. I think it's the longest
I was going to
standing
say, like,
team.
how long is it now?
Yeah, it would have to be out to a 12, maybe 13 years. If you're counting Lightsview, then we went to Tonsley Village,
Yep.
and then we went to Villawood. So
Are they a building company? Villawood?
Developers, maybe?
developers, yeah. So they're
Those bastards have been beating me at auctions.
No.
Fuckers.
They just
a little bit bigger than that, I think. But,
Buying out skating rinks.
Yeah.
We've actually had our long-standing association was with Alan Miller, who is a great guy, lover of cycling, and he's really supported the team long term. He then, when we were Lightsview, they were probably the golden years where back in the day people would rock up. Lightsview was there, and they'd be like, "Oh God, here we go."
It's on.
Tonsley, we rolled on. They were, in the days of Nugget winning the state road champs, and we were still quite dominant. And then we've lost our way a little bit, I guess full circle, lost a few riders, and then we got bailed out with Villawood again with Alan, and then we sort of started rebuilding the team, and I think we found we probably didn't have the season that we were hoping for this year.
It's because you got beaten by these guys?
Yeah, all these old boys. Yeah, but that's fine. Last year we won it, so that was awesome. We've got 3 current teams with the elites. We won, in the Cat 1 men and Cat 2 as well, and they won the teams with the Cat 2. So
I was going to say, you've probably shifted your direction a little bit more. So
yeah, that's been really enjoying. I've been really enjoying developing the young riders to sort of come through the divisions, and that's been really rewarding. I sort of do a little bit of coaching as well. So in terms of that, it's been great seeing them guys through. Yeah. The only thing is probably doing myself out of a job for next season. That's the only bad point.
What do you think makes a good team, and what kind of difference do you think that would make to a rider that's actually coming up through a development process?
Oh, well, yeah, interesting question. Definitely with our team is we're 100% in for our leader. And that's been our creed, from Lightsview through to Tonsley Village, then Villawood. We know we roll together a lot at Bunch. We see each other generally on a Wednesday and a Saturday, even though in the winter months we generally go into hibernation. And some of the boys come back a little bit fat.
A little bit heavy.
Yeah, including me. And that's fine. But I think just having that team mentality of just all in for the one guy, and that's where we have been really strong over the years. But just if you're asking about individual riders, I think you need to be consistent. Right?
I was about to say consistency,
and that's Wang. You've since you've been back on the bike, how many years now? Like without a day off?
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, so end of the month it'll be 5.
That's actually ridiculous, and honestly, you should be proud of that, right? I remember one of the rides that me and Decca were going on the 300k, and you pulled up sick, and you were crook. And later that day, I actually looked, and you'd been out for fucking 50k, and I was like, this guy's nuts, like flat out nuts.
I didn't want to miss that 300k, right?
No, well, I wish I had, but although I think Decca pulled into 2 bakeries and 2 fat donuts along the way, so it was actually a fun ride. So.
Yeah, they're good rides, those ones. And what would you say, I think we just touched on it before, your most proudest achievement in the sport? Biggest win?
You won Berry.
Twice. No, I got lucky with that. I had, and I'm not sure Russ Gill's name on the pod. What are we talking?
Not actually sure, either. Yeah,
he doesn't go up Norns.
Mad nemesis of mine. Yeah. Great bloke. Really fierce rival. And we'd been battling out for Berry. And I guess at the time, Berry was...
That was when it was massive.
Yeah, it was one of the main events, on the SA calendar. I was very proud of that at the time. Like it was... that was before the Lightsview thing came about. I was riding for Aubert. We had a really small team, but... quality guys that were all in, Keeney was a massive supporter of us, and we got up there. I guess one of my favourite, and this was back in like 99, we went to Tura, Thailand as a small team, and I managed to win 4 out of the 8 stages there.
Nice.
So that was a pretty big sort of thing for me at the time. Got called in by Sassy soon after that. I won the state crit champs right around there as well. Had a bit of a purple patch. Sassy called me in, tested me, said, "Look, mate, you're shit. We're not even sure. How you're winning this." And that was about the end of the road.
Yeah, right. Wow.
That's like there's a lot of bike riders out there that just don't test well, but can win a fucking bike race just on heart and fucking grit.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm like knee-high to a grasshopper, and it's like the one thing I do have is that sort of mental strength, and that gets me by. I guess with Sassy, and we've seen with, guys like Jay Sweet, a lot of the older boys that didn't test great, but absolute killers on the bike, right? And we've seen that, with the current generation as well.
And you can see a lot of it vice versa as well. So they test great in the lab, but then just fucking shit, just can't win a bike race to save themselves.
Definitely. Yeah. So I've always, in terms of the coaching side, Sassy have let a lot of good riders go along the way. and then they've come sort of looking for help. And I'm quite big on sort of, because of what happened to me, I guess, that, I wanted to sort of then help with those riders. Guys like Cooper Sayers, Nugget was in the Talent ID and stuff like that.
Yep.
Ended up great bike riders on their own merits, right? Like, just maybe didn't fit in that system.
Yep. What about any other big wins this year?
Oh, look, I think I got lucky on one particular day out in the boondocks.
Wasn't it?
Only entered that race just to help out Ollie. Literally got my bike out of the ute, walked down to the start line, threw my leg over. The attack went from the gun, and I went, none of the boys covered that. Got on board. Heart rate was like 200 plus. Thought I was actually going to have a heart attack. And then it ended up being the break of the day.
Straight away all day.
Yeah. So there was a lot of pressure, I guess, toward the end of it because, my team captain was, just behind us with, some absolute hitters. So, in the end, I had to, finish it off. But, I was certainly proud around that moment because, as you guys know, but, my mum had passed away, just around that time.
Yeah.
So it was a big win to sort of get up, and I wanted to dedicate that to her, given what had happened, for sure.
That's awesome. I think we
Very wholesome.
all ended up on the podium that day.
Yeah, I remember seeing you guys. Yeah, and
Good
you
day.
didn't actually believe. You were like, "Wait, who won?" It's quite funny.
Someone say... No, it's good. Congrats. Yeah, sweet. Oh, we had a quick chat at Unley recently, last round of Super Series, about not so much spending more time, but more Strava time on the mountain bike so we can see it. It's obviously it's quite effective training on the bike still for you.
Yeah, definitely. Over the years, I've really enjoyed the mountain bike. It's not really something I'm great at,
Same.
but it's in terms of a training tool. I would recommend any. If riders haven't come through the BMX background, getting on the mountain bike and gaining those skills. Frankie, if you're listening right now,
If you're listening,
on her phone.
you're texting
You're
Wayne.
talking about
the
mountain
social
biking.
environment.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I am
okay.
listening.
Moldy. Well, yeah, okay.
I'm a woman.
Wow. All right. No, definitely the skills, but also like just freshening up the head a little bit, right? Like, you're bombing down a trail somewhere and, it's like things going on everywhere, right? Then you got to climb back up and, it's just being out there in nature as well is really good, as you probably
Over
were
in New Zealand,
aware.
that's how that conversation started. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yep. So I guess as the years sort of wear on, the elite stuff for me is probably, I'm currently retired now. And I just want to get out on the mountain bike and travel a little bit more with that.
Awesome. Amazing.
Wonderful. Shall we move on?
I don't know, shall we? Do you have any more questions?
Let's
I
move
don't.
on.
Let's move on.
Any more questions?
All right, Alex. Notable mentions.
It's kind of a notable mention, but it's more of a public apology.
I can't believe this.
I did almost have the opportunity to run Kid McCoy over the other day.
But literally, not accident, like full on.
I was like, if he's coming out, I'm running him down. Yeah. But however, he was kind enough not to launch himself out into the road, which is good. Apologies for that, buddy.
You wouldn't have even known if
I
you
do
did.
have a question. So, school crossing.
Yeah.
You were obviously slowed down to 25.
Yeah.
We were arguing before we started.
Arguing what?
I was hoping you would point that out. Fuck you.
Arguing.
So, Alex and I think that you can just slow down to 25, but you say that you need to stop.
Yeah.
But I thought only if there's kids around.
Well, there clearly was.
I mean,
I'm not going to stop if there's no kids there, but if there's a kid waiting to cross,
So was he
I
waiting
stop.
to cross?
He was about to walk out, yeah. He was assuming I would stop.
Yeah. I think that I'm pretty sure the law is you have to stop.
Yeah, I think Alex, you're done fucked up.
Oh, well.
So
Apologies.
Kid McCoy,
We'll get Constable.
you can sue Alex.
Constable Brad.
Nah, he doesn't know what car I was driving.
You had literally your entire company on the side of the thing.
Oh, this is good. All right, so moving on. We got an email from a chappie, and his code name that he's given us is Real Garlic. Apologies for the delayed response, but
Sorry,
I thought...
can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
In Spanish, the word for garlic is ajol. Thank
A
you.
hole.
Yeah, like
As in
arsehole, but with
arsehole.
like fancy. Anyway,
Okay.
continue.
But this kind of works out well because Petite Perineum's got a bit of coaching background. But I thought we would answer his questions that he emailed in with some answers and some cool takeaways. So he says, although we are a Norton Summit podcast, he says, Lofty is closer to home and I'm interested in hearing your opinions on the old freeway as a general training climb. He likes it because it's got less cars, but this is compared to Norton. My thoughts on this is only around the consistency of the old freeway as a climb, because it does go up and down. What do you say?
All right. Yeah, look, I hate going up hills, period. So you might be talking to the wrong dude. But look, Norton's like probably the most famous, right? And obviously why you guys are here. The old freeway is a good climb, but you know the bike path section and then going into it is it's a little bit dangerous at times.
I would argue that it's safer than Norton Summit.
Cars wise, possibly.
Yes, cars wise, yes.
What about people
reckon
coming
that
down?
there's-
People coming down.
Yeah, people coming down. And I reckon there's more opportunity to get taken out at the intersection of Portrush and Crossroads, getting onto the bike path, than there is riding the whole of Norton.
But
They've
we're
just
not
updated it.
talking
They've
about
updated it,
getting
yeah.
there. We're
It's
talking
nice.
about the climb itself. So
Well,
yeah,
you've got to get there.
yeah, you do. But the climb
You
itself,
don't just fucking
would be safe.
teleport to the start of
Just
the
teleport.
Helicopter in, mountain bike style, just drop you off.
All right, we're trying to save Real Garlic's life here. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably not a bad training venue, but you do got to have your wits about you, right? Like, and also the kangas and stuff coming down
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot more wild.
Yeah. I find Norton, for me, that there's not much on a training plan you can't do on it, unless it's something more than a 15-minute bloody effort. Like you can do
12 for some of us.
12 for some of you, that fast. I don't go all the way top either. Yeah, you can do heaps on Norton Summit. It's consistent gradient pretty much the whole way as well.
So the old freeway climb, because I don't really know much
I
about
don't mind it.
That's not a consistent gradient.
It's got some
You raced on
downhill bit. You remember we went down and then back up?
You know, you raced on that.
I know I raced it, but that was like a part of it. I'm assuming
Yeah.
you're talking about the whole
There
thing.
is some. Yeah, there's a couple of downhill sections to go back up. So
There is some good pinches in there too, where he can probably get a 1 or 2 minute like
you can,
super solid
for
effort.
shorter
but-
efforts would be
yeah.
alright. Anything from sort of 30 seconds to 2 minutes.
So you're basically saying that Norton Summit is still a better hill
That's what
to
we're comparing here.
train
yeah.
on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd agree with that. Definitely, yeah. Norton in terms of training would be better, but yeah, I mean, I guess going up the freeway is quiet enough if you're,
Yeah.
aware of your surroundings.
Just on that though, if you were sending someone to Norton, someone to do a training ride, what are some of the things you can prescribe for that?
Ooh,
Cocaine.
Possibly not.
not legally. Yeah, we all know where the blue sign is to start your times at the first switchback. Yeah, so stuff like that. SEs are really good on Norton because of the
What's an
consistency.
SE?
Strength endurance.
Okay.
Frankie.
Massive gears, with these drivers.
Quadzilla.
Yeah. What's just on that? What did you end up doing for your power output in the sprint? 5 seconds.
715 watts.
Impressive. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Yeah, so with the strength endurance stuff from the sign, I do like to set the boys after they do like an effort like that. I like to add like 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off at the end of it, just to make sure they're cooking themselves completely, just to simulate that sort of the race attack,
Yeah.
And I guess hopefully that's going to come into play at Nationals for some of the boys.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, my next question is, what do you think in terms of the tangible things of Norton and the freeway? So things like the road surface. What ones do you think are better? Do you think Norton has a better road surface, or do you think the old freeway has a better road surface?
The old freeway has a better road surface, but again, you lose consistency and gradient.
So you would argue that the consistency and gradient is a more important thing to
Well,
consider.
if someone said to me, go to a 10-minute effort all out, if you did that on the freeway, you'd be going downhill before you finished.
Yeah, okay.
So you can't do it.
Right.
I guess also on the freeway there tends to be like weekends like we've just had, lots of debris.
Yeah.
And that can get fairly hectic
Okay.
along the way.
Good to know.
Sweet. Moving on, and I really like this one because we all started somewhere. So he says, just wondering, what's the best way to know if you're fast enough for a Norwood crit? I'm looking at you, Frankie.
Well, Frankie's out there. Anyone can go out
Currently,
there.
he's just doing social rides with friends, occasional bigger rides like the Bikers Day Grand Slam, but he always gets passed by everyone on the hills. There's no
hills on
the
Big Park.
crits. Yeah. Still hasn't cracked a 100k ride. So, going back to his first point, maybe if he rides over to Norton to do his training, he's going to get closer to his 100k ride. But, Frankie, first crit, do you remember it?
Yeah, I got dropped 4 times and I kept getting dropped for about 2 years.
But then...
And then you just learn to get faster. So, and also, I can't go up hills to save my life. Like at that moment, I'm probably doing a 25-minute Norton, and just because, people are overtaking you on the hills doesn't mean that you're not going to be good at crit racing. Like, I finished 4th in East End.
Just like Petite. He doesn't like hills, but he's good at crit racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely argue that just because you're getting passed by
Not
someone
recently.
in the hills does not mean you will not be fast enough for crits. But also, even if you are not fast enough, the only way that you're going to get faster
That
is
was
if
the point I was looking for.
if you do the crits.
Yep. And
I
at
like
the moment, we
I
have...
like how she can tell people that, but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
Excuse
doesn't
me,
do that herself.
I am. I
But
do.
still
What
doesn't
do you
know
mean?
what the
Hang on,
belly is. But
Sorry, I'm going to shut down that because what part of what I'm doing right now is not... What was I saying? Hang on.
That was a good shutdown.
Yeah. How about the
Tangent.
sandwich bags on your feet? That's
Shut up.
not helping you.
No, I disagree with what you're saying. I think I do
It's
show
okay
up.
to disagree.
No. I
do.
do show up,
It
and
is
I
true.
am
When
trying.
you... Yep.
So shut the fuck up,
Thursday
Wayne.
nights.
But for Real Garlic at the moment, I think is it E and D grade. They've got a chauffeur around the back.
Just E grade, I think.
Just to help them along. So
Yeah.
they're there to make sure you have a good experience too. So actually having a go will be your best chance at getting through.
I mean, you can see how it is fairly deep end of the pool,
Absolutely.
throw you in and,
Yeah.
crit
Yeah.
racing. I got a mate from work at TAFE that actually come along and had a little bit of a race out there, and it was very daunting for him. But yeah, I think Norwood do a great job down at Vic Park as sort of, in terms of being inclusive and setting everyone on the right path.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
this is key to what the podcast stands for. Like, we want you to get out and have a go. And we're usually all there doing the same thing ourselves.
And please actually come up and say hi.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you. We'll try and remember your name.
Real garlic. Just come up and say hi. I'm going to be in E grade on Tuesday.
I thought we decided you were going to go to D grade.
No.
Yeah, we did.
No.
You need to
If
go
you
back.
get beaten by Real Garlic,
100% you should go to
Yeah,
D.
sure. No, the reason I'm in E grade this week is because I've actually got a friend that I met while commuting.
this is
and-
the one that you introduced us
Yes,
to? Yeah.
and she's going to be doing her
She'll
first...
be in D grade after that.
She's going to be doing her...
Okay, so then the week
free-
after you go on D grade.
We'll see. I
You
don't
need
know. I'm
D
too
grade
scared
before the
of,
end of the year.
No, I'm too
scared of what?
of D grade.
Why?
Why?
Because they just look like the no.
As
It's
the
actually
grades
safer.
go on,
Yeah,
it
you've got the
it
ability
actually
to be in D
It
grade.
gets better as you go along.
But they're too fast.
You love the D.
Stop it. lastly. So short of him just turning up and getting lapped, which I don't know will be the case, but when he says what sort of speed, and Petite, you'll confirm on this, there's not much time where, aside from maybe Chop, where we're on the road doing crit speeds. Like, when you're out just doing a ride, you're not racing along at racing speed. So I don't think that's something I need to be worried about. When you get in the moment, you get a bit of adrenaline, you're in a bunch, it's moving along fast. It's much easier to hold speed on the racetrack, yes?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, modern cycling is very much ergo-based, whether it be Trainer Road, whether it be
World's greatest
Zwift
training
or,
platform.
whatever you may be into. But, that's given everyone an opportunity to actually train and get themselves ready for that. What it doesn't allow is for the skills, right? So, that's where if you can get out on the road and do it safely, and that's, I guess, guys, for coming down to bunch and stuff like that. We're very mindful of that. But you never need to be scared of whether or not you're going to be fast enough.
For example, I will ride to work and I'll do 25 kilometers an hour and I'll be like, gee whiz, that was difficult, right? And then we'll go into like E grade and it'll average about 34.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
The bunch just moves along so fast. doesn't it?
Correct.
It's excellent.
It's amazing. And lastly, should I even bother on a $1,200 aluminium road bike?
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, even my first good bike was like an $1,800 Merida, which I thought was good.
Yep.
But it, like,
Yeah, you would
the
ride a Merida.
times, the fun time you had on that bike, it didn't matter about the
Part of
value.
the journey,
exactly.
isn't it?
Like,
It's
it was
the
so much
upgrades
fun.
and
Like,
just,
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't all have our S5 as, was that your first, second bike?
No, that was my third bike. So the
Yeah.
second one was the Merida Reacto, and I had that for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I
bike
started
before
racing on that. I had a Urban Reed, which was a flat bar thing.
yeah.
Which weighed about
That was
700 kilos.
yeah, and it was 600
Strength
bucks.
training?
I used to do triathlons on that.
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
I was hectic.
Real garlic, you've got 2 crits to do before the end of the year. Frankie will be there.
Yep.
Yep.
He loves the show. Keep doing what we do. Quality banter. Shout out to Frankie. Who's Frankie?
Me.
Oh,
Why just shout out to Frankie?
I don't know.
That's fuck all.
She's got the best laugh.
Anyway, Wang.
All right, let's jump right into it. The main reason why we exist is let's see who's been spinning up the summit this week. Probably not a lot of people this week, wasn't it, Shut?
During the
Yeah,
daytime.
well, I went to go up on Wednesday and it was shut, and I went, fuck this, I'm turning around.
Yeah, yep. And check out the times for the folks that have been giving us a show. It might be the fast guys, it might be the slow ones, it may even be the ones in between. But like we said, we'll dive into their rides and data a little bit more robustly, and then we'll see who has caught Frankie's eyes on the leaderboard for some hand-picked times and fun analysis. So, fastest man and women. We've got Petite this week running us through that one.
Okay, so the fastest man is Thighs on the Prize. And
Means he's got holding some form after Tour of Bright. Just come back from Tour of Bright.
Yep, 13:31.
Solid.
Very, very solid.
No power, no heart, though.
Yeah, he is a detective, so he
Keeps it under wraps, you
cards
reckon?
really close to the chest. Okay, and for the women's, Savage Sweet Potato with 15:40.
Amazing.
She's been doing.
20-kilometre ride. Is that not targeted?
I think she was doing
she-
effort. She's been doing heaps of efforts this
Lives
week.
close by too, I think.
She does, yeah,
Yeah.
very close by.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right, we have the men from the 20-minute bunch this week.
Yeah.
What is this one?
This is 20-minute bracket.
Yeah, no, I just said that. The name.
Oh, read it out and you'll find out.
Annie Erection. Did a 20:38 as part of a 24K day. Does he have power? He's got to have heart.
He's got a heart.
Yeah, he does have
No,
a
I
heart.
don't reckon he's got a power meter.
He's
No.
very skinny at the moment again, isn't he?
That's one way to make a man feel self-conscious.
As a cyclist, that's a fucking compliment.
Is it?
Skinny, yeah.
Massive compliment.
Yeah, okay.
Secondly, Sergeant Major Wood. What's with the bloody Willy jokes?
I don't know.
Someone's gone through a drought.
2045, yeah.
It's the sandwich bags. They're chastity belts.
29K ride, only 141 beats per minute. Third, Shish Kebab, 2046, another 22K. What is this all target? They all just live at the bottom. But massive power, 266 watts for a 2046. Solid. Fourth place, Beaumont Miles,
Get it?
2049, 73K day, 221 watts. And lastly, Crocodile Dundee, that's not a knife,
Play on
2050
words, that one.
It was, yes.
and 116 beats per minute, so not even working. Women. Who has the women? Not Wang?
Oh, no, it's me. Sorry, I was...
no, not
anyway.
Wang should
So
get
we
the
have,
women.
we have
Saw that.
Shaquille Oatmeal, who's done a 19:27
Oh, that
on a
is close to a
36 kilometre
PB.
ride. Yep.
Very
Ooh.
close.
Very
Kevin
close to this young
07,
lady.
who's done a 21:47 on a 100-kilometre ride. You used to watch that on Rove, didn't you, back in
That's
the
the
day?
only reason I know that.
Yeah, I love that. I love.
Rove.
There was this thing on my Instagram that was coming
I
up.
think you'd
Kevin
be old
Rudd.
enough to remember Rove.
Fucking I loved Kevin Rudd back in 2008
Well, 'cause he gave you
and
$700.
2007. Yeah, no, nah, he's like the meme lord of the century, man. Like he's got videos coming up on my Instagram feed where he's like giving Australians like the run on how to do handball. It's great. Anyway, I've got Mariah Carey, who's done a 22:07 on a 64-kilometre ride. Mike Wazowski, who has done a 22:31 on a 66-kilometre ride, 104% off a PB of 13:56.
That's rapid.
Suburban Yahoo, back from overseas, who's done a 23:35, 45-kilometre ride, so must just be vibing. And Wang.
All right.
This name is so good from back in the Yosh days.
This was back when Josh and I were around, yeah. Because I remember, I think he was trying to pronounce it.
I know, it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so the handpick this week, I've just copped a look at that time and
25 hours.
If she's a listener, can she please message in and tell us what happened here? So, time.
It's not hours, it's minutes.
Huh?
It's
1 hour 53.
No. She was 20. It's just because of my Excel is a bit effed, but it's 25 minutes and 53 seconds.
Ah, okay. Well, don't worry about messaging into the podcast because Frankie fucked it up. So what's the time?
25 minutes and 53 seconds.
25:53. Okay, on a 109-kilometre ride. She's got a PB of 19:19. She's got a lot more in her than this. This girl's world tour chick. 158 watts of average, 149 beats per minute. We have Monsieur Papy.
No, it's Monsieur.
Monsieur. Okay.
Monsieur
sorry.
Papy.
I didn't do French at school.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So some cool stuff coming up. We have the Adelaide Masters Cycling Club. They have the Ron Jenkins Christmas Memorial Handicap at Outer Harbour. That is the large course, apparently. Adelaide Mountain Bike Club, Saturday, 16th of December. That's the junior camp. We spoke about that last potty, featuring trail rides, skills coaching, team building activities, and an overnight stay at Nanya Conference. None your business.
Frankie missed that one. None your business.
As mentioned before, we've got the NCC Tuesday night crits at Vic Park. That is presented by Contour. We also have
Prize money this week as well, guys.
Prize money.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
Also Thursday the 14th, we've got the women's and junior crit at Vic Park, also presented by Contour. PACC are holding their Christmas Cross at Hanson Reserve on Monday the 18th of December. South Coast Cycling, they've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday the 11th, 13th and 15th, junior training and racing at the Edwardstown Velodrome. And lastly, Monday the 18th of December for South Coast Cycling. They are doing the Any Woman, Any Bike at the Edwardstown Velodrome as well. So get down there and have a go. If you want some more information, please check Entry Boss.
Frankie.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all daddies in between.
Ooh.
If you've enjoyed yourself, please give us a follow through your favourite podcast app or access all our episodes through YouTube as well. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, ding, and don't forget to tell your friends and share it with everybody.
All right, we're all over the socials. We'll give you updates, info, and let you know when new episodes are out, along with other podcast news and information. And if you'd like to support us, please head over to our Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you donate, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast next week.
Oh, did we get any donations?
No donations this week.
Come on,
Yes, we
guys.
would love your feedback and to know your thoughts, though. So hit us up. Let's have a chat through our Facebook or Instagram page. Or if there's something you would like us to break down in our very scientific methods, please send your questions through like real garlic to our email at radelaidesummit@gmail.com. And with that,
You got a joke?
we're going to have a joke.
Yeah, I got one. We might
Go on.
get it out.
Go on.
What's better than eating a mandarin?
Sandwich bag?
Eating Amanda out.
Eating Amanda out.
Oh, fuck.
We'll see you on the summer
See ya.
this week. Bye.
Bye.